Hello guys, welcome to our today's presentation. Uh, I'm going to do something on quadratic equations. This is a very common topic that is normally tested. But before I begin this presentation, allow me to thank all of you for always supporting this channel. To my new subscribers, plus those who are intending to join this big family, I want to welcome you warmly to this big family. Feel at home. And to my country people, Kenyans, I want to wish you a happy Madaraka Day. And just want to remind all of us that we are one big family, and let us remain united. When we are united, we stand strong. So thank you so much, and once more, happy Madaraka Day to all my Kenyan supporters. Now, welcome to this presentation. We begin by the first question. We have three questions that we are going to discuss in this session. So the first question reads, simplify the expression that is 3a squared plus 4ab plus b squared. We divide by 4a squared plus 3ab minus b squared. So for us to be able to work out this equation without any problem, I would suggest that we begin with the numerator part and we factorize completely. We begin with the numerator part and simplify as much as possible. Now, I could like us also to remember the identities that we studied under the quadratic equations. Those three identities are going to help us so much in this presentation. So let us begin with the first part. And this first part, like I said, we are going to work out the numerator and the denominator separately. Thereafter, we are going to combine the result, and of course, there are some common elements that are going to cancel by the end of this presentation. So welcome and feel at home. Now, the numerator part, let's start with the numerator. Now the numerator is 3a squared plus 4ab plus b squared. This is a quadratic equation, and for us to be able to simplify this equation very well, I will be forced to remember the product sum factor method. We are going to use this method to help us simplify this equation further. Now, for us to be able to get the product, we are going to take the first term, that is 3a squared. We multiply by the last term in this case, which is b squared, or we can say the third term, because we have three terms here. Now we take the first term, which is 3a squared, we multiply by b squared. We are going to get 3a squared b squared. The next thing, the sum, we all know that the sum is the second term. In this case, the second term is 4ab. Now, for us to be able to work out the factors, in this case, we ask ourselves a question. For the factors that we are going to obtain, the product must give us, the product of those two factors must give us 3a squared b squared, and the sum should be 4ab. Now, what are the factors? If you check very well, we have got 3a squared and b squared. Now the factors in fact are 3ab, comma AB. If you multiply 3AB by AB, you are going to get 3A squared B squared. If you add the two, you are going to get the sum, which is 4AB. Now, let us proceed. We want to say that 3A squared plus 3AB, one of the factors. We also use the second one, AB, plus b squared. We want to obtain the common factor in the first bracket, which is going to be 3a. When you multiply by a, you get 3a squared plus, when you multiply this by b, you are going to get 3ab. Now, we continue to the second bracket. The common factor in this case is going to be b. In this case, it is going to be b. Now, if you multiply b by a, you're going to get ab plus, if you multiply this b by itself, you'll get b squared. Now, at the end of the day, the two brackets are the same. We take one and say it is going to be now 3a plus b. Here we have a positive, and then we take one of the brackets, which is a plus b. Now we have simplified this. This is our numerator. We call it our numerator. We have simplified it accordingly. If you expand what we have here, you will go back to this quadratic equation, and this is what we want. Now, let us move to the denominator part. Denominator. What about the denominator? The denominator is in fact 4a squared plus 3ab minus b squared. We also want to use the product sum factor method. Product sum factor method. That is what we want to use. What is the product? The product is negative 4a squared b squared. What about the sum? The second term is 3ab. What about the factors? The factors are, the first one is in fact negative ab, and then the second one is 4ab. If you multiply the two, you are going to get the product, which is negative 4a squared b squared. If you add the two, you will get positive 3ab. Now let us proceed. We want to make things better here. Let me use a line here. This one is going to help us differentiate between the two parts. Now let us continue. For us to be able to continue, we'll have to say that 4a squared minus ab, and then we have got 4ab minus b squared. We are going to obtain the common factor in the first bracket, and in this case the common factor is a. If you multiply a by 4a, you'll get 4a squared. If you multiply a by b, you get negative ab. We proceed to the second bracket. The common factor here is b. If you multiply by 4a, you will get 4ab. If you multiply by negative b, you are going to get b squared. You are going to get b squared. Now, because the two brackets are the same, we are going to say it is a plus b, or we multiply by 4a minus b. If you expand this, you are going to get a quadratic equation, and this is what we want. Let us call this our denominator. Now, in our final stage, we are going to have the numerator. We divide by the denominator. What is our numerator? The numerator is in fact 3a plus b, and then you multiply by a plus b. What about the denominator? The denominator is a plus b. You multiply by 4a minus b. Now, let us look for the common elements that are going to cancel out. If you study this very well, you discover that a plus b is on the numerator part and a plus b is on the denominator part. Now these two are going to cancel, and our final answer is going to be 3a plus b. We divide everything by 4a minus b, and we are done. This is how it is supposed to be done. So our final answer has been simplified properly. So the final answer is 3a plus b. We divide by 4a minus b. Let us proceed to the second equation. To the second question. The second question reads, simplify the expression. We are going to follow the same route in this case, but when you look at the denominator of the first equation is not the same as the denominator of the second equation, simply because the second equation denominator is a difference of 2 squares. Now, let us begin with the numerator part. The numerator part is in fact 3x squared minus 4xy plus y squared. What is the product? The sum and the factors that will give us product and the sum. The product is in fact 3x squared y squared, and the sum is negative 4xy. What about the factors? The factors in this case are going to be negative 3xy, and then the next one is negative xy. If you find the product of the two, you will surely get 3x squared y squared. Let us proceed. We have 3x squared. In this case, 3x squared, we want to take away 3xy. We do like this. Then we proceed to negative xy. We add to y squared. Let us find the common factor in the first bracket. It is going to be 3x. If you multiply by x, it will give you 3x squared. If you multiply by negative y, you get negative 3xy. In the second bracket, we are going to have our common factor as negative y. If you multiply by x, you'll get negative x y. If you multiply by negative y, you will get positive y squared. Let us proceed. Now, because the two brackets are similar, we take one and say it is its simplest form is 3x minus y, and then we have x minus y. If you expand this, you are going to go back to the main equation. Now, let us proceed to the denominator part. The denominator part, we have simplified the numerator accordingly. Now we want to deal with the denominator. What about the denominator in this case? Denominator, like I said earlier, this is the difference of two squares. We are going to say 9x squared minus y squared. And remember something, there is a certain idea I presented earlier. I said that the three identities are going to be of great importance to us. I want you to remember the identity that says a plus b. When you multiply by a minus b, you'll surely get something which is a squared minus b squared, the difference of two squares. So what we need is something like this from this expression. Now, if you multiply 3x minus y, you multiply by 3x plus y, you expand this, you will surely get back to 9x squared minus y, 9x squared minus y. Now, I want us to move very slowly so that you can understand these things. Now, we already have our denominator. This is our denominator, and earlier on we obtained the numerator. We are going to combine the numerator. We are going to divide the numerator by this and say that the numerator is in fact the simplest form is 3x minus y. Then you multiply this by x minus y. You divide by the denominator, which is 3x minus y. You multiply by 3x plus y. Do we have similar elements? Yes, of course we have 3x minus y on the numerator part and 3x minus y on the denominator part. Now, we want to cancel the two similar elements, and then our final answer is going to be x minus y. We divide everything by 3x plus y. Hi to you, hi to you, hi to you, John Mwamba. I can see your comment. Thank you for watching. Keep inviting your friends to join us in this presentation. Thank you so much. I can see your comment. Now, let us proceed to the third question. The third question in this case, it is also very simple but tricky to some of us. I want today to make it even simple for you to be able to digest. Now, we are also going to use our tactic that I used earlier by beginning with by handling the numerator first, then we move to the denominator part. Now, the numerator in this case, the numerator in this case, the numerator is p squared plus 2pq plus q squared. Let us work out the product. Remember, we use product sum factor method. That is what we use in these quadratic equations. The product is the first term you multiply by the third or the last term in this case. It's going to give us p squared q squared. That is what we have. What about the sum? The sum is the second term, which is 2pq. What about the factors? The factors are in fact the factors are, you can say p, q, and p, q. If you multiply the two, you'll get the product. Now p squared plus pq, and then we have got pq plus q squared. What are we going to get? We obtain the common factor, which is p. You multiply by p plus q, you are going to get what we have in this bracket. Also, the common factor in the second bracket is in fact q. If you multiply by p plus q, you'll get what we have over this bracket. Now, because the two brackets are the same, we end up saying it is p plus q. You multiply by p plus q. Remember, we have used an identity that says a plus b squared is the same as a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. In fact, if you check very well, these two things are very similar. They are very similar. So that is what we have used in short. Now our numerator, we end up saying our numerator is p plus q, and then we cross this and say p plus q. If you multiply, you surely get the numerator. That is p squared plus 2pq plus q squared. Now let us proceed to the denominator part. And under the denominator part, this is where we are going to organize our house. The house is disorganized, but we want to make sure that it is very organized. Now, under the denominator part, we are going to put similar items together. And how are we going to achieve that? We are going to say that we first of all look at the powers. We have p raised to power 3 minus pq raised to power 2 plus p squared q minus q raised to power 3. Now, if you look at p, we are going to consider the powers. We are going to take p raised to power 3 and also have p raised to power 2q, so that we get a common factor when we are going to simplify. So we want to say that the denominator part, we are going to put our house in order by saying that p raised to power 3 minus pq squared plus p squared q minus q raised to power 3. We begin by saying p raised to power 3 plus p squared q, then minus pq squared minus q raised to power 3. We have actually organized our things now. If you can, if you look very well, you'll see that p, the least power that we have here is 2, and the highest we have is 3. Also under q, the highest power we have is 3, and the least is 2. Now we can begin by putting these things together like this, by saying if we factor out p squared and if we factor out p squared and multiply by p, we are going to get p raised to power 3 plus q, we are going to get p squared q. If we factor out in the second bracket negative q raised to power 2, we multiply by p, we surely get negative p q squared. If also multiply by positive q, we'll get negative q raised to power 3. Now that our two brackets are similar, we go ahead and say it is p squared q squared. We multiply this. This is a negative. We have a negative here. We multiply by p plus q, and then if you do that, you are going to get the denominator. But this equation is not complete. We don't want to see these powers. The question says you simplify. In fact, we need to simplify as much as possible. Now, again, we have been called back to our previous idea that I introduced, the difference of two squares. Now, under this, if you multiply p minus q by p plus q, you are going to get p squared minus q squared. You also multiply by p q, you'll get the denominator. Now, this is our denominator. It has been simplified properly. Now, let us join the two numerator of a denominator. We are going to have our numerator as p plus q. We multiply this by p plus q. We divide by the denominator, which is p minus q. We multiply by p plus q. and then we also multiply by p plus q. Are there similar elements on the numerator and the denominator part? Yes, the answer is yes. And the similar parts are p plus q and p plus q. So p plus q and p plus q on the denominator will cancel. P plus q on the numerator and the denominator will cancel. We remained by p minus q on the denominator part. So this is like saying 1 on the numerator part. So we say it is 1 over or over p minus q as our final answer. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I want to appreciate you so much for watching. Bye bye. Let's meet in the next presentation.